good morning, everybody. I'm up bright and early, but good morning, and I hope that my message, I don't know, that my videos are not just only for women, and my videos are not just only for men. So my video basically put your shoes where it fit. If it pertains to you being a man or being a woman, and it fits, then it goes like that. Okay, so I just wanted to bring it to our attention, to everybody's attention, about being careful getting in loveless relationships. And sometimes you guys both could be, sometimes you could have love to give and the other person don't have love to give. You have to choose where you fit. I drink my coffee out of the straw. But um how many times have you gotten a relationship and wanting to be loved so bad, right? That you almost was blinded to the real situation about what was going on. Whether it was just a relationship based off sex or a relationship based off stability that you can provide. And as you stayed in that relationship, you find yourself losing yourself more and more. And it's like something was chipping away at you, and you couldn't understand why your energy was low, why you find yourself being unhappy, why your money was funny, why you didn't have that goal and ambition that you had before you got with that person. Why is everything breaking around you? And this literally mean, I mean, you could have cars breaking down, or like just things going down in your life. You can't seem to move forward. Every goal you attempt to achieve, it's like it's blocked. It's because you were trying to build a foundation with a person who was never there to build in the first place. I hear people keep saying this little quote, they understood the assignment, right? Sometimes you guys don't even understand. Some people understood the assignment, and their assignment was to come destroy you. Their assignment was to come delay you. Their assignment was to come stop you, to do anything that they could to stop you from achieving what the Lord had for you in your life. See, we don't understand, or some people don't believe, demons operate through people. And they will pull every tactic that they can think of to try to stop what God has planned for you. And being in these loveless relationships, now, let me give you an example. I had an ex that was my Cody from years ago. He left me after about 2 years of basically being with him while incarcerated. I was incarcerated, he was incarcerated, I got out. I was coming to see him. I was sending packages. I was doing my part as the woman. And one day he just said he didn't want to be with me anymore. And I was like, "What?" And at that point I felt like it was like he used me, for packages and then left me. So he came home 5 years later, and we called ourselves rekindling our relationship. But this time things was different. I had my own house. I had money and stuff. I was stable on my end. Only thing I didn't have at the time was a car. I was moving forward to get a car. I was saving money to get a car. And it's like he came back in my life, and It was signs in the beginning, but I kind of ignored them. Like he would tell little lies, and when he told little lies, it was a red flag. And the point when he told them little lies, I always had my guard up. I never trusted him going forward. Like something just told me not to trust him because if you lie about something little, you lie about something big, and that's just my motive. So he lied, and also like okay, he worked, he contributed to things, whatever around the house, or like when it came to going out and doing things and stuff like that. He paid. He did everything that you would want in a relationship. Let's say that, except for one thing was lacking, or two, I should say, maybe, or however you sum it up. There was no emotional connection. Like when I would talk to him about things like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, what's your goal plans? Like, basically for him, for us, to be in a better situation than now. You know what I'm saying? Because I kept saying, like, my ultimate goal is not to work for somebody for my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So he will always avoid the conversation. I'm high. I wasn't expecting you to say that right now, or you just be coming out of nowhere with these conversations, blah, blah, blah. So I will be like, what do you mean? Like, if you love me so much, how is it that you don't have a goal plan for us? Or how is it that you don't never want to talk about, like, where do you see yourself with me in the future? It wasn't making sense. So, um, when it came to having sex and being intimate with each other, it was almost like it was forced. And it was like no passion, no intimate. Like there was no passion. It was like it was no passion. So like naturally, I couldn't get into it. Like you know how foreplay and all that makes a difference. I couldn't get into it. Like I I'm basically going off your energy. If you act like you don't want it, whatever, I'm just gonna lay there. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I can kind of tell that, you know what I'm saying, something's not right. So I'm like trying to figure out like, okay, this dude act like he's so into me with that. Well, he says he's so into me, and he's doing everything as a partner. Like we'll cook, like this, like how a normal relationship would be. Like the dream relationship. Wanting somebody to go 50-50 with you in all areas. It was 50-50 in all areas except for intimacy and conversation. The conversation was always just off. And also, now I had been sober. I had overcame my drug addiction. I used to pop ecstasy pills and I used to smoke weed. I'm an open book and I'm not ashamed for where I come from. So nobody could ever, throw anything in my ecstasy pills. And I got back with him and I used to smoke weed too for a long time. And I just got tired of smoking weed. Like I got tired of buying trash weed and I got tired of spending my money on it. Like I'm like, all this money I could have had saved up. So at this point, you know what I'm saying, I came to an epiphany in my life way before me and him got together. So I get back with him and I find myself tempted and start dipping and dabbling and start doing stuff that I already have overcame. So now it's another beef because I'm like, this guy's trying to drag me down. He's trying to bring me back down to the level where he's at, where I don't want to be in my life anymore. Instead, I'm trying to help him come up to be like, okay, no, let's be sober. We have more in life. We could do more in life. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, you don't need to be doing that. He would, he would encourage it. He would actually, he would actually, so that and I just felt like he wanted to be somewhere else, and to be honest, I wanted to be somewhere else too, because I felt like we didn't have the connection that we used to have. a friendship. Like basically it's like a roommate, like you know what I'm saying? If I was to go all day probably like without talking to him, like he would be content with that. And I would always have to start the conversation and stuff. Like it was just weird. And if you were anything like me, you could pick up on energies. And there was times that we would be in the house or whatever, or we would be doing things, whatever, or I'm just being my normal self, and I would just get this evil vibe from him. It was like this vibe of jealousy or like this vibe or evil thoughts or whatever. Now, mind you, I have a spirit of discernment, and I guess that's what it's called because I can go into a area anywhere, and if somebody I don't even know, somebody know I don't even know just doesn't like me or they are thinking bad about me, I can feel it. I can't I don't know exactly what they're thinking, like I can't read their mind, but I know it's negative when someone is feeling negative towards me. So I'm like, why is this guy that I'm supposed to be with feeling negative towards me and you supposed to be my man? Like this didn't even make no sense. As if he was in competition with me or something. And and then like we went to a casino and I wanted to play poker. I went to the casino and I wanted to play poker. I never played poker before, but I like cards. Like I like spades and I like blackjack. So I wanted to play poker. I wanted to learn how to play poker. So this dude gets mad at me. He disrespects me and everything over a poker game in front of all these people. Like about a poker game, like I could do what I want to do as far as that. Like if you supposed to be my partner, first of all, if you my man, if now this is how you know we wasn't in tune with each other. If you my man, able, right, and we bouncing off each other energy, if I see you as my man, put in a high bid or something like that, I'm not gonna bid. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you go ahead and fight whatever that battle. Cause do that, that means you supposed to not play either. We supposed to go back and forth. Basically, if you put in all your chips, whatever, because you feel like you got it. Well, I'm not gonna put out no chips. If if I put out chips, then you shouldn't put out chips. It's supposed to go back and forth. So instead, it was like competition or something. Like I was like, what the heck kind of relationship was this? Like, nah, this ain't a relationship. I had to see what things were for how they were, and it wasn't just me. It's just the type of person that he is. Like he doesn't have love to give. He doesn't have love to give. He doesn't have love to give. He's just there because of the stability that you provide. That like basically he's capitalizing off of what you already established. Like just because you bring money to the table, whatever, doesn't mean that what I'm saying, you're genuine. It doesn't mean that you're healthy, that it's a healthy relationship, especially when there's drugs involved, disrespect. I mean, and he'll even verbally disrespect me and call me bitch just out of my name. And I already had told him from the get go, like I don't like when people call me out of my name because I never disrespect you. I don't call nobody faggots. I don't call nobody nothing out their name. Please don't call me nothing out of my name. And I mean, more than one time, this man called me out of my name. So, and he even put his hands on me before. He choked me one day and just like, oh, I was just playing with you. I mean, okay, first of all, I don't care about playing. Playing is different, but when you choke me to the point that I have like marks on my neck, no. That was the only sign that I needed. Like that was it. Like I knew that it could potentially get worse. Cause if a man put their hands on you one time, like a man should never put his hands on a woman, period. So I say that to say this because I take this as a life lesson. But when I had did my time, when we both did our time, I was going through my period of like seeking God and just knowing who He was even more. Even though I've always loved God in my life, but this was the first time that I really started clinging towards the Lord. And I would just pray and I would be in my Bible. I would just pray and be in my Bible because it was hard. I was making it through the bed, and a lot of times I wanted to knock people's heads off because people was trying me and disrespecting me in jail. But one day it was just crazy because when I was in jail, I'm just crying out to God, like, God, I just do anything, like, I do anything for you, whatever, right? And then one day I just heard a question come to my head, like, would you leave such and such. And I just, and when I heard it, I was like, I like stopped crying, like at the time, like, would I leave? I mean, yeah, if I had to, but at the time, I'm like, why I gotta leave him? Like, you know what I'm saying? I questioned, like, you know what I'm saying? But I was willing, also, I was willing to leave Jeff, you know what I'm saying? So he asked me that when I was in jail, like, would you leave Jeff, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You saying you do anything, whatever, but boom. Now, also, God knows people's intention and God knows people's heart. Like, even if you don't know the intention or their heart, you know what I'm saying? God sees and hear everything. So it was just crazy because I had that experience in jail, and then when I came home, he ended up leaving me 2 years later. So it was a reason behind all of it. You know what I'm saying? Now it was crazy because you got to face some type of consequences when God pull you out of a situation the first time. Don't go back to it because sometimes it could be worse, or you know what I'm saying. It's just like basically I felt like when he came back in my life, everything that I already had overcame and like conquered in my life, whatever, he brought it back to me. Like they said, the demons to come back to you sevenfold. Like he brought everything back to me sevenfold. I had lost a ton of weight before, after him. And when he came back, I started eating really bad again, and I gained tons of weight back. Like it was like so many negative things that had happened, and I was only with him about 3 months. And just 3 months, it's like he tore down everything that God had built over the years in just 3 months, just for me to, had to feel like I had to restart again. And I just want to share my story with somebody because I want somebody to know how important it is to know that you are getting with somebody, like I had made a video talking about, equally yoked. If you love yourself, you want somebody that love themselves. If you like to smell good, you want somebody that like to smell good too. If you want to go somewhere in life, you want somebody who wants to go somewhere in life too. Okay, so it's like conversations are important to have, but not always just believe in what a person tell you, because some people will tell you whatever they got to tell you just to get what they want out of you. So that's why we gotta date. We gotta date that person and not be so quick to jump in a relationship with them, because if a person shows signs, early signs in the beginning, then you know what they're there for. If everything they say is solid, everything they show you is solid, everything they do is solid, they're very communicative, they're very responsive, if they're independent on their own, you know what I'm saying, before building with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that you can't get with a person that might not have a car or a home at the time, but it's like basically what is their intentions of wanting to be with you? Are they coming to help build on more to what you have, or are they coming to try to destroy what you already built? That's 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 what you gotta watch out for. And first sign that you know is because your energy level, your body, everything will start to show in that area. If you find yourself happy, a happy individual before you got with a person, and you start being really unhappy, that's another sign. If your finances start dwindling, that's another sign. If you find yourself just wanting to sleep all day, that's a sign. That's like part of your energy. You might start calling out of work a lot. Sign. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and verbal abuse, sign. A person who lies, sign. Uh, yeah, and just listening to your intuition. If your inner person tells you that that person is not there for the reasons that you're there, you gotta not ignore the sign, because I'm telling you, it will get bad. You will lose. You can almost lose yourself if you don't remove yourself. And that's what I did. I removed myself. One day, it's just I kept having this conversation with this person, and I don't know. One day, it's just something just showed me that this person is here for my best interest, and I just got up and randomly left. Now, when I got up and randomly left, I didn't know where I was going, what I was doing, how I was going to make it, or nothing. But when I tell you that God made a way, God will always make a way. So I love you guys. I just wanted to make this video this morning because I felt like it's very important to know that the times that we are in, a lot of people don't have love to give, and a lot of people are losing themselves because of the relationships that they're in, and these toxic connections. And just because you know somebody for years doesn't mean that it was a healthy attachment. Like, we gotta start loving ourselves, and we gotta stop ignoring the signs, because you can lose. You know what I'm saying? But I got you all. And I'll talk to you guys another time, all right? Bye bye.